We can say without a doubt that Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest NFL players we've ever seen. But even the best can make mistakes. From extremely bad throws to dumb plays, Patrick Mahomes is no exception. Luckily, Patrick is his own worst critic. He is extremely analytical about the mistakes he makes.
I think there is still some that I gotta keep learning. I've definitely really kind of evolved and gotten better.
One of the best examples of this is his game against the LA Rams. Now, everyone loves accountability, and we're not surprised that this is another area that the Kansas City quarterback excels in. The superstar was quite pissed off after the Week 12 victory over the Los Angeles Rams last year, even though he threw for 320 passing yards on 27 completions. So you're probably wondering why.
Obviously, I didn't play the way I wanted to play. But, I mean, what else can you say? All you can do is leave everything you have on the field, and I feel like the guys did that.
Because of the dumb mistakes. He shouldn't have made them. Mahomes wasn't mad at his teammates after the 26-10 win over the Rams. He was, however, extremely mad at himself.
They throw it into the ground, and the Chargers take over.
He said that the defense kept them in the game. They got some turnovers for them, and they got some big stops after some turnovers they gave off. He said that especially in the red zone, they have to execute at a higher level. He followed that up by saying, I got to execute at a higher level. Patrick Mahomes continued to criticize himself in front of the reporters. He said that he has to take out that one dumb play that he makes every game, and he feels that if he can take that one play out, the team would be all right. The offense didn't do too badly in 2022, and Mahomes is never satisfied with how he plays.
I just feel like we didn't execute and we didn't do what we needed to do in order to move the ball. We had one bad quarter, but when you're playing a team that's hot like they were, I mean, one bad quarter loses you a football game.
But in all honesty, his unit did stall out in the red zone numerous times in Week 12. This made the day extremely busy for the team's kicker, Harrison Butker. He drilled 4 field goals with a long one of just 32 yards. The gunslinger also threw an interception in the end zone and had a second risky improvisation fall harmlessly to the ground, very, very close to a defender. We'll have to admit it, Mahomes is extremely talented, but most fans don't mind an occasional blunder, especially since they happen so rarely. However, the Chiefs superstar won't forgive himself so easily. He said that he was going to throw the ball to Travis Kelce, and then at the last second, he didn't think he could get the ball in and tried to pull it down a little, but he accidentally hit the guy in the stomach. He said that he has to make sure not to do that, especially in the red zone, because they are the types of plays that cost people games, especially in the big games. Mahomes feels that he has to find a way to execute on a higher level, and he has to focus on the guys that have space.
We're the better team today. They beat us pretty good. The worst I think I've been beaten in a long time. But I'm proud of the guys and how they fought till the very end of the game.
And when they have the chances, they have to get the ball into the end zone. Now, in Week 14, the team had a win against the Denver Broncos, but this quarterback did not have his finest game. His 3 interceptions, yes, 3, were the most in a single game since Week 14 of the 2020 NFL season, when he threw 3 interceptions against the Miami Dolphins. 2 of the turnovers directly led to points for the Broncos when they hadn't scored any points prior. The Chiefs head coach already knows that when they rewatch the tapes, he knew where he goofed. In fact, even before they watched the tapes, Mahomes knew where everything went wrong with each of the interceptions. He even had easy ways to correct them without thoroughly looking through the tapes. He said that they were 3 bad decisions. With the first one, he could have taken the easy throw on the outside, but he tried to force it to Travis.
We've seen Travis do that many of times, and I'm taking Travis fighting for extra yards every single time because that's the type of competitor that he is. I didn't. I just tried to get the ball to him as quickly as possible after that.
With the second interception, he said that he really tried to burn it. Patrick Surtain II made a hell of a play, and he was trying to throw the ball away to someone's feet. The third one was just bad because of the situation.
In the third quarter, we couldn't execute because we weren't running the plays the right way, and I wasn't finding the right reads. And so that carried over, and we obviously didn't play in the second half like we wanted to.
They were in field goal range, especially there at altitude, and no one was open, and he should have just thrown the ball away and let Harrison Butker end the game. If Mahomes made some different decisions in the game, maybe the score wouldn't have been so close. All of the interceptions were unique, but Mahomes' biggest takeaway was that he shouldn't force the ball where there isn't a play. When you say it out loud, it sounds easy, but in the heat of the moment, in the middle of an extremely challenging game, it's tough. It is in Mahomes' nature to be extremely aggressive with the ball. He tries to make plays even when there's nothing that can be done, but sometimes that aggression can come at a hefty price. However, even with all his mistakes, the sideline coaches still wanted him to fire the ball down the field. They knew it was only a matter of time before some Mahomes magic would happen. Mahomes is a great player, and now he has a winning record in games where he's thrown 3 interceptions.
I mean, that's the best way to explain it. I remember we win, and then just like everybody storms the field with there's photos and everything like that, and you just try to take it in. You try to take in those moments. And
now, these plays could have been executed a lot better, but sometimes no matter what play you use, you just have a bad game. And this was the case for Mahomes in 2021 when the Chiefs went against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chiefs were taken down 31-9 by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Mahomes was under duress most of the game. He only managed 270 passing yards with only 2 touchdowns, and in the game he gave off 2 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times and had Buccaneer defenders all over him on every play.
As offense, we started pressing. We started trying to do stuff that we had never done before, instead of going back to our fundamentals and going back to stuff that got us there.
The offensive line for the Chiefs crumbled in the big game, and the quarterback was running for his life most of the time. His passer rating was just 52.3 as he completed just 26 of his 49 passes. Now, sometimes it just isn't your night, and sadly, the Chiefs had one massive loss. They could have done a lot of things differently, and while Mahomes isn't entirely to blame for the game, he didn't play as well as we hoped he would. So, do you think Mahomes should retire? Well, he's just 27 years old, so he has at least a decade plus of football left in front of him. However, Mahomes did say that whenever he is ready to retire, he still wishes to be active at the highest level of football. He said that when he retires, he wants to take over the GM role. He likes looking at future players, and he then sets his sights even higher. He said that he would maybe even like to be the guy who writes the checks. Mahomes would love to be an NFL team owner. He has been lucky enough to be in ownership of other sports, and he would like to keep that going. However, he's going to need a lot more money in his NFL career, and through 6 Super Bowls, he's accumulated $78 million.
But it was we battled through. It was a great team win against a great team, and but we were able to get it done in the end and come out Super Bowl champs.
Now, that is a lot of money, more money than a lot of us are ever going to see. But that's not nearly enough for a down payment on a big NFL franchise. But for now, he should only worry about his NFL career and stop making dumb plays. Or what do you think? Is it time for Patrick Mahomes to call it quits? Or can we overlook some of his worst plays? What do you think about all the interceptions that Mahomes throws? And what do you think is going to happen to his career in the future?